Hi guys, this is going to be the tutorial that's going to show you how to make this Crochet Heart Motif Applique. For this project, all you're going to need is a 5mm hook and some worsted weight yarn. This is 4-ply for the US and 10-ply for Australia. So go ahead and grab those two things and we'll get started. Okay, to begin, you want to chain 2, 1 and 2, and you want to work in the first single crochet that you made. So the second chain from the hook, and you want to work 1 single crochet into that stitch. Then you'll chain 1 and then you can turn. Now make sure that you found your single crochet, and in that single crochet you want to put 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Then you want to chain 1 and turn. Now you have 3 stitches. You want to do 2 single crochets, so a single crochet increase, worked in the first stitch and the very last one. The middle one you just put a single crochet in. So in the very first stitch we're going to put 2 single crochets. The next we're going to put 1 single crochet, and then in our very last stitch here we want to work 2 single crochets. Then chain 1 and turn. Right now we have 5 stitches at the end of row 2. For row 3 you want to work 1 single crochet in each of those 5 stitches. So there's no increases this row. Just put 1 single crochet in each stitch. When you get to the end of the row, chain 1 and turn. For row 4, we're going to repeat what we did before by putting 2 single crochets in the first and last stitch. So the very first stitch, I'm going to put 2. And then in the next 3 stitches, we're just going to put 1 single crochet. Then in the very last stitch, we're going to put 2 single crochets. So now we have 7 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. For row 5, you're going to be putting 1 single crochet in each of those 7 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So for the end of row 5, you'll want to chain 1 and turn. For row 6, again, you'll want to increase in the first and last stitch of the row. So the first stitch you'll put 2 single crochets, then in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches you're going to put just 1 single crochet in each of the stitches. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. In the very last stitch here we'll put 2 single crochets. Then you'll chain 1 and turn. And again, after this increase row, we're going to be putting 1 single crochet in each of the 9 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. the end of the row, chain 1 and turn. For row 8, again, you're going to put 2 single crochets in the first stitch and 2 single crochets in the last stitch. So the very first stitch, we're going to do our increase, 2 single crochets, and then in the next 7 stitches, you'll just put 1 single crochet. It's 5, 6, and 7. And again, very last stitch of the row, put 2 single crochets. Then chain 1 and turn. That's what it should look like after row 8. For row 9, again, you're going to want to put 1 single crochet in each stitch. Should have 11 stitches this row. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. At the end of row 9, chain 1 and turn. For row 10, we're going to repeat again 2 increases in the first and last stitch. So put my 2 single crochets there, and then in the next 9 stitches you want to put 1 single crochet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. In the very last stitch, we're going to put 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. Should have a total of 13 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. For row 11, we're going to be putting 1 single crochet in each of our 13 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. That's what it looks like after row 11. Okay, now we're going to be starting our sides, our first hump on this side. This one here. Well, actually it'll be on this side because we're going to chain 1 and turn right now. So chain 1 and turn. Okay, for the first row of our hump on this side, we're going to put 6 single crochets, work 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitches. So that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then you'll chain 1, and then you're going to want to turn. For row 2, we're going to single crochet 1 in the next 2 stitches, so 1 and 2, and then we're going to do a decrease using the stitches of the next 2. So you insert your hook in the first stitch, pull up a loop, then go right into the next stitch and pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops to complete your single crochet decrease. Then you're going to want to put 1 single crochet in these last 2 stitches. Then chain 1 and turn. For row 3, we're going to single crochet in the first 2 stitches, and then we're going to do a single crochet decrease. So again, insert your hook, pull up a loop, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, pull through all 3 stitches, and then single crochet in this very last stitch. Then chain 1 and turn. Should be down to 4 stitches now. For row 4, we're going to begin our row with a single crochet decrease. So insert your hook in the first stitch, pull up a loop, insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop, draw through all 3 loops, and then the last 2 stitches of this row, we're just going to put 1 single crochet in each of those stitches. Now you're down to 3 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. Again, we're going to do a single crochet decrease using the first 2 stitches, and then we're going to do a single crochet in that last stitch, bringing us down to 2 stitches for the row. Now you want to chain 1, and that will complete that side of the hump. Now you're going to want to single crochet down the sides of your stitches here. Every row has a stitch on the end. So you're essentially just putting your hook into the spaces along the sides of the rows. And you need to do that starting with the very first stitch here. Maybe it'll help if I got closer. This very first stitch here where we just ended, go back into that same stitch and do a single crochet. And then the very next stitch is here. Go in there, do a single crochet. And again, you can find another hole there to put your single crochet there. That's 3 stitches. And then again, the next stitch you can put in is right there. Oops, kind of did that a bit loose. And then you want to go into this stitch here that we began our very first row of our heart hump here, and you want to put your last stitch here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches along the side. And then you want to just complete your row by doing 1 single crochet in the remaining 6 stitches. 3, 4, whoops, sorry, 7 stitches. And that's what your, oops, let me back up just a bit. That's what your heart looks like so far. Let me just make sure I had that number right too. No, I had it here 6. That's why I said 6. Okay, so your second hump, get to the pattern here. Okay, you want to chain 1 and turn. You want to single crochet 1 in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2. Then you want to do a single crochet decrease. So insert your hook in the first stitch, pull up a loop, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, pull through all 3. And then you want to single crochet 1 in the next 2 stitches. Then you'll chain 1 and turn. Now this should give you 5 stitches. Now for row 2, you want to single crochet 1 in the first 2 stitches. Then you want to do a single crochet decrease again. The very last stitch, put 1 single crochet in, and now you should have 4 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. For row 3, you're going to single crochet 1 in the first 2 stitches. Then you'll do a single crochet decrease using these last 2 stitches of the row, which will give you 3 stitches left. Chain 1 and turn. You want to single crochet in the first stitch and then do a single crochet decrease in this last one. and then go ahead and chain 1. This is what it looks like. Whoa, there's a camera. So it looks like so far. Now we're going to do like we did here, single crocheting down the side stitches. So you're going to do that here. Single crochet, wait, let me just make sure. Yes. So you're going to go in again in that very, let me get close again. In the same stitch that you, the very last single crochet decrease that you did in this stitch, you're going to go into that same stitch to do your first single crochet. And then again, the very next opening we have here, that's 2. And then the next one here, 3. Just find every row should have an opening here where you can put 1 single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we did our 5 stitches along the side. Now we're gonna continue to go down this side until we reach our point. So this is the very first row where we did 3 single crochets, and this one here is our first single crochet. So we're going to be putting our last stitch here in between these 3 single crochets and this single. So work your single crochets down your heart until you reach that stitch. I think, well, I can never remember which way it goes. Okay, this is the stitch I'm talking about. I'm going to do 1 there. And now all we have left is our chain stitch. This was the same stitch that you used whenever, to make your first single crochet. We're going to be going into that same stitch, and we're going to put 3 single crochets in that same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Then again, we're going to start working our way up. So I'm going to go right back into this big loop here, starting my first stitch along the side. And I'm going to start working over my tail as I go down this side. And you want to continue to do this until you reach your beginning stitch. I think this side stitch here would be a good place to, well, actually I'm going to keep going. Before I went all the way up until I reached the very top, which is the end of my, the beginning of my row here. There we go. Because see, this is the very last row that we did. So we're going to slip stitch in that beginning. That beginning stitch. I'm trying to debate whether I should put 1 there. I think I'm going to skip putting a stitch in this very last one and just slip stitch and see how it looks. Looks fine. So I guess I'm just going to leave it like that. So then you want to grab your scissors and give yourself a bit of tail here. Or if you plan on sewing this onto something, give yourself a much longer tail. And then you can, for some reason this side seems slightly wider even though it has the same amount of stitches as this one. So, but it's easier just to, it's easy just to pull it a little bit and even it up. So when you sew it on something, it'll be even. Move this out of the way. So that is how you make the heart motif or heart applique. If you like this tutorial, please don't forget to like and share. And if you haven't visited me on my Facebook page yet, please do that. You find the links to all the places that I'm at on social media in the in the description box below. Also, if you haven't got a chance to subscribe or you're a first-time watcher, please don't forget to do that. Thank you guys so much for watching.